Chapter 10 Emotions Afoot. The twins. I ran back to the camp. I felt so much pain inside. Was Arden right? Was Miro jealous of the attention that I afforded Arden? It seemed logical. Miro and I had never spent a moment apart. And now, I found myself wanting to be with Arden more and more. It was as though he was that part of me that I had been searching for all my life. At first, I was sure that Miro would understand that. And yet, could he really? If my brother had not been like this, perhaps this would not have been so hard. And yet, if Miro were not Miro, I probably would never have met Arden. I stopped when I reached the small hut we occupied. It was barely a house. Its walls were made of dried leaves that we gathered in the forest a few weeks back, and the roof was several layers of dried tree trunks. It was a good enough place to stay for a month or so. Something that Arden, Nia, and I built so that we could have a roof over our heads. I remembered the day we finally finished the hut. We were all beaming. We had a house, and we did not have to pay for anything. It was the first time I truly bonded with Arden. The first time he wrapped me in his embrace while whispering to me how good life was now that he had found me. But that was all in the past, I guess. Right now, going inside the hut, I felt the hollow space growing inside my chest. I pushed at the creaky door and saw Miro sitting with his back against the door to the only other room in the hut. "Where's Mama?" I asked. Miro did not even look up. He remained seated outside the door, his eyes fixed on the floor. "I'm inside, Goemi," I heard Nia say. "Mama!" I shouted, banging against the door. "Open the door," I said. "No. Leave me inside for a while. This is what your brother wants, to keep me inside." I stared at Miro in disbelief. "You want to hold Mama prisoner?" I asked. "Hush, Goemi. It's all right," Nia said from inside the room. "I'm all right?" "You're being unreasonable," I yelled at Miro. "You can't keep Mama inside. I paused, horrible. Miro remained rooted to the spot, unfazed by anything I said. I grabbed his shirt and pulled him to his feet. He had grown heavier, but I was able to lift him with the state I was in. I searched Miro's eyes, hoping that sanity would somehow reflect in them. "Let Mama go," I hissed. "Let her go." Miro avoided my eyes casually as he sagged under my grip. "I hate you," I seethed. "Goemi," Nia shouted. "Stop, please. I've talked to your brother. I let him do this to me so he wouldn't hurt anyone. He promised." "But Mama, he can't treat you like this." "A few days will do. He will let me out as soon as he realizes that I'm not going to leave the two of you," she said. "Your brother. He's special. It's difficult to make him understand. So leave him be for a while. We can't have him lashing out on anyone anytime he feels like it. If being locked in a room is what it will take for me to have some form of control over him, then so be it." "But Mama." "That's enough, Goemi," Nia said. Her voice had gone all cold and regal again. "I won't hear of it. I am your mother. I know what's best for both of you." I eyed Miro again, and for the second time today, I wish he was gone from my life. And yet, I loved him so much that I felt like I was breaking apart. Miro felt threatened that I would leave. That's why he acted this way. "We have to learn how to control his temper lest anyone else gets hurt," Nia said softly this time. I felt sorry for her. She had to sacrifice all of this because of my narrow-minded twin. And she was not even our birth mother. "If you ever hurt her, Miro, I swear to the moons. I will leave you," I said. I hoped so much he understood what I said. Oh, gods, I hope he did. But Miro said nothing. When I released his arms, he fell against the door to where he kept Nia. "Mama, can you please come out of the room? There's not even a lock on it," I said. "Your brother's power is stronger than any lock," she said. I sighed and glared at Miro while listening to Nia's words. "I'm all right. Don't worry about me. Let me figure out how to control Miro's power. We all have to understand your brother." I wanted to protest. To tell Nia that she was free to leave. That all we did was lie to her. She deserved to hear the truth. That she could leave at any time. And yet, I was not ready to live alone with my brother again. Life had been so lonely traveling from town to town with just him to talk to. Or not talk to. All right, Mama, I said in defeat. But let me know when you can't take it anymore. I will find a way to set you free. Mia did not respond after that. I was sure that she wanted to pacify Miro as much as she could. The problem was, there was no telling when Miro would really understand us at all. I looked outside the hut's windows and caught Arden staring at us. There was a curious glint in his eyes. Maybe he heard our conversation. Maybe he did not. But when he turned to leave, I had a feeling that maybe I would not be seeing him for a while. The following morning, I found myself still feeling hollow inside. I hardly slept last night. It must have already been around dawn when I finally dozed off. When I got up to heat some water for tea, Quila and Arden's bunks were empty. I rushed outside, hoping that they were simply cleaning around the camp. "Arden?" I asked. When no one answered, I yelled, "Arden." Only the birds returned my call. They chirped as though to greet me this morning. Arden and Quila were nowhere to be found. No words were uttered. Not even a goodbye.